23. Changing skies. Imelda. One thought pulses in the front of my mind. Survive. I remember enough of the map to know that the first day has us winding down a single, narrow valley. The riding was always going to be tight, but the presence of so many other riders has the first few sprints feeling claustrophobic. Adrian shouldered into a lead right away. Even through the growing cloud of dust, I'm close enough to see Etzli and Revel nipping at his heels. I do my best to follow all the little rules Marshall has taught me over the years. Tight on the turns, pressing my horse out of the shade and into the sun to increase endurance. It's a little harder, though, with company on your heels. A trio of riders have started closing in. My Phoenix's rebirth is designed for evasive maneuvers, but their horses are designed for stamina. I can tell because as they trade trots for gallops, each of their sprints lasts a little longer than mine. The thought has me fired up again. Must be nice to choose rebirths knowing no one's going to try to put you into the wall. It's a classic example of an early alliance. I shake my head because no one approached me about forming an alliance. And why would they? I'm just the Davidian. Let's show them who we really are. We burn around corners and dig deeper with each stretch. An hour passes. A second hour. I can see the surprise on the faces behind me. I have to remind myself that this was always the part where I could hold my own. I am as fine a rider as any of them. It's what happens at night, on foot and defending my ashes, that separates me from the rest. That truth is a good reminder of my goal for the first leg. Survive at all costs. A particularly long straightaway comes, and that's when they catch me. I nudge my Phoenix to the right as I hear the approach of their beating hooves. A girl named Tima leads the pursuing pack. I recognize her from all the pre-race activities. Her eyes swing over to me with every promise of violence. Riding in her shadow are two others, Capri and Darvin. I'm half expecting them to just skip past me. We're behind the leaders. Swinging in for contact with me will only slow them down. But after a brief and silent exchange, their riding formation shifts. Tima commands her horse with a firing get-get. All three of them glide slowly across the canyon. The threat almost has me fumbling the reins. I've logged thousands of hours at Marshall's ranch, but I've never had someone actually press me like this. It takes all of my focus to push that fear aside. I have to remember why I was invited here. I have some tricks these Ashlords have forgotten. Tima pushes the pace. The control she has over her Phoenix is impressive. I watch as her horse noses slightly ahead of mine. Both of them are pinning ears at each other. There's still a gap, 4 or 5 widths, but the distance keeps shrinking. I'm so close to the right wall that my riding pants are almost scraping the stones. I'd be worried about my Phoenix spooking if it wasn't designed for this exact moment. A turn is coming up, and I can see what's going to happen as clearly as any prophet. The angle will tighten, Tima will force me into the wall, and the two other riders will swing in to finish me off. None of them wants to kill me, but this ends with me spinning from my saddle and landing in the dirt. They want my race to end here and now. The thought has me smiling. It's the same mistake Oxynos made. He walked in the room and saw one possible outcome. Time to teach them a new dance. Tima drifts closer. I can hear the heaving breath of each horse, the fire in their voices, the flexing of their hands on the grips of their switches. Time shrinks down to a grain of sand. At the very last moment, I swing my Phoenix straight into the wall. Gravity spins in a different direction. There's no collision. Instead, my Phoenix shifts. Its hooves find the sidewall, and we sprint onward in complete defiance of gravity. It took forever to find and perfect the changing sky's rebirth, so my heart pounds with relief when it actually works. The ground becomes the sky. Tima's eyes shock wide as I drive us farther up the wall, higher into the air. She lashes out with her switch, but far too late. We keep on sprinting, sideways to all the Empire's viewers, and I take some pride in imagining the face my brother's making right now. I can almost hear thousands of Davidian cheering me on. I finish the trick by pressing my Phoenix up to the top of the canyon. Gravity shifts again, and now we're sprinting atop the raised shelf, a section of the course that I'm certain the racing board never intended for riding. I grin a little for the cameras and push the pace. I'm just the Davidian. I can only hope they keep thinking of me that way. My plan depends on it.